Hello class, my name is Joshua Daniels. Today is July 14th, 2020. And the title of my speech is called Mass Society. Now I'm sure you guys are all aware of what's going on in the world, all over the news, the current pandemic, as well as the social movements and things of that nature. And I want to shed a little light today on exactly what this disease is. This is a mild to severe respiratory illness that is transmitted chiefly by contact with infectious material, objects, or surfaces contaminated by the causative virus. It is characterized by fever, cough, shortness of breath, and can develop into pneumonia and respiratory failure. This disease is coronavirus, or more well known as COVID-19. The use of masks, as well as social distancing, is the only known solution to prevent the spread and bring back life at this point in time as you once knew it to exist. First and foremost, social distancing is one of the number one things you can do to avoid catching the coronavirus. Quarantining and staying at home is difficult for most because of their jobs. However, all other times, I believe everyone should attempt to stay inside and eliminate day-to-day human contact and things like that. Partying during a global pandemic can do more harm than good in the world right now. And there are people all over my social media apps that are laughing and dancing and having a good time in a crowd, well over 10 people. And that just shows how lightly we are taking this situation. Life happens and people need to leave their house to survive and go to the grocery store and things like that. This brings me to my next point. Now, wearing a mask not only helps contain the spread of COVID, but it also helps maintain your health and well-being. One category of evidence comes from laboratory studies of respiratory droplets. One particular experiment found that 20 to 500 micrometers is a range of which hundreds of droplets land when saying a simple phrase. So 20 to 500 micrometers away is how far exactly things that come out of your mouth can spread and touch the next person. Most all of these droplets were blocked when the mouth was covered with a washcloth. You have conversations almost every time you leave the house, more often than not, whether it be the cashier or another customer when you go to the store and other places of that nature. COVID-19 affects everyone differently, so you're only doing others around you a disservice when you decide not to wear your mask. In order to bring back life as we knew it, considering a cure is far, far away from now, we must follow all the necessary guidelines. If you want sports to return, game-winning buzzer beaters, game-winning drives, and loud stadiums, you must do your part. For me, watching Drake or Beyonce on YouTube does not compare to seeing them in concert. The Avengers or Star Wars on the big screen is not the same as it is at home. Now, I'm saying this all to say that this is a global pandemic, and no matter how lightly people are taking it, it is here and it is affecting people all over the nation. This does not only change the way that we operate through day-to-day life, but it changes how life around us operates as well. Everything is closing up, stores are closing up, movie theaters are closing up, shopping malls, things like that. And if we want all this to come back, the only solution, as we know right now, is to socially distance yourself and stay away from as many people as possible. Only go out when it is necessary and not when it is just convenient for you. Try to go to from A to B wearing a mask at all times, and this will only help save and prevent the spread of coronavirus to people, not just you, It affects people, elderly people, it affects all people, and it affects everyone differently. So no one is immune to this virus, and I believe that if we all do our part, this thing will go away faster than it came. So I appreciate all of you taking this into consideration and doing your part. Wearing a mask is a simple task and is an effort to keep you safe, not the opposite. Keeping yourself socially distant and wearing a mask is appropriate for all that wish life would return to the way it was. This will only speed things up and help the process. This has been declared a global pandemic and has already taken hundreds of thousands of our loved ones. So think about that, and think about the people closest to you, and wear your mask. Thank you for your time, and I hope you take this into consideration. Have a good one.